All right, here with tight ends coach Hunter MacKay and coach. See a nameplate right beside you here. Desirio Rowell is going to join us in a moment. I was kind of shocked when I looked at the numbers last week and saw he had 8 catches on the year. I felt like he made more of an impact, but you had Savage, you had other guys at tight end. How about this year with Rowell, and what are the expectations for him?
Yeah, I think with somebody like like his ability, both run and pass game, there's a lot of expectations for him and stuff. And like you said, last year, we had a deep tight end room and living in 11 personnel, reps were just limited
Yeah.
naturally and stuff. And now that those two guys have graduated, O has really taken that next step and moved into that starting role and stuff. So, yeah, I think you're going to see those numbers, jump a lot. And he's really proven that during camp and everything. So, but he has had a phenomenal camp.
I know we saw a big play from Connor in the spring. In fact, it was too big because other teams saw it apparently. But
That's true.
but how about behind Riles or with Riles? Who are the other guys with Connor at tight end?
Yeah, so obviously O and stuff, but then JC has had a great camp and consistency, and something that he's been working all off season is getting better at one thing a day, and I think he's really put that on tape and proven it to really slide in and be that number two and help JC or help O when the time comes and everything. But he's been great. It's great to see his growth. And then we have another kid that's been 3 years now, Mason Brown, has really stepped up, worked hard in the off season, put on a bunch of weight, and has had a good camp. And then we brought in 3 freshmen, 2 early enrollees that have done a great job, which is rare for a freshman to do. But they have come a long way so fast to be able to help.
You mentioned with numbers and with personnel, sometimes options to catch a ball are limited. Does that maybe help you a little bit to say, guys, you might only get a few shots. You better, go for them every time you can get them. Does it help rile the guys up a little bit?
Yeah, I think, anytime you can talk about, you got to take advantage of your reps,
Yeah.
Whichever way it may be, and putting on tape that you're going to go out there and dig somebody out in the run game to open up the pass game and stuff is always what we talk about and everything. But yeah, once we got a lot of talent, not just in the tight end room, but in the skill position. So you get that ball thrown to you, better go take a chance because there's enough talent to go around for the ball everywhere else.
Well, Harold already hyped up Riles blocking earlier today, which was great to hear. I mean, in 2025, the guys want the glory and all that, but can you get guys to get dirty and block at your position?
Oh yeah, I think you can, especially in this room. They understand what it brings to the offense when they can go block like that. And they understand if they're not going to block, they're not going to be able to play, not at tight end and stuff. And then I think for understanding playing on Sundays, that's something you got to do. So yeah, he's one of the best I've ever seen in the run game. They've been around and just kind of the ability to move people. So
we talked a lot about continuity, Caden Hauser and John David Baker, but JDB pointed out, hey, the offensive staff is back. How huge is that going into this season?
Yeah, I think it's one thing people take for granted. They don't understand it just meshes well.
Yeah.
We all know each other. Obviously, Coach Baker knew everybody before he hired me. And Coach Baker worked at the other places together and stuff. But I think that's more important than people realize. Just terminology, understand what we're trying to get accomplished, how we practice and stuff. So everybody talks about year 2 in the system for the players, but it's the same as the coaching staff for sure as well.
Good luck, man. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.